Yo, 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 it's Cinderella Sew. What up? Today I'm going to show you how you can make shoulders of your t-shirt roll in and you can sew them in to stay there just like that. Yeah. So you just want to smooth out the sleeve to be nice and flat. Try and get this bottom hem of the sleeve to be right at the bottom where you cut. So just pull up the sleeve a bit if you have to. So now take your pair of fabric scissors and we're just going to start cutting at the very bottom right near the seam, and we're going to cut on an angle to the top of the sleeve. But basically you want your sleeve to look like this in the end. So now that we have the sleeve cut in the way we need, we're just going to start folding it inwards. So fold down and then down again, just kind of rolling it until you get to the shoulder seam. And when you do get to the shoulder seam, roll it in again, giving you that look of when you tuck your sleeve inside your shirt. So you can just pull it a bit so the fabric curls inside. Now all we need to do is sew that in place. And to do that, we're just gonna open it up inside and use our needle and thread to sew this part to the inside of the shoulder seam right there. So we will take our thread, put it through this hole in the needle like that, and then pull the thread through until the bottom ends meet. You don't need to do a knot or anything on the bottom unless you want to, but with the way I sew, just do a knot when we start sewing. So we've rolled the fabric into the sleeve and you just want to hold that in place, and now flip it over and we're going to sew where the rolled fabric meets the inside shoulder seam. So to do that, you'll just take your needle, go in through this chunky seam and come out through the rolled fabric. Pull your thread not all the way through, but leave a little bit hanging out, and then go back through those same holes or close to the same holes, and then pull that through, but again not all the way through. We want to make this loop of thread, and once you put your needle through that loop, you can pull it tight, and that makes a little bit of a knot, so that knots it in place. And we'll always do that a couple times. So again, we're going through the shoulder seam, out through the rolled fabric, pull our thread not all the way through, and then go through that and pull it tight like that. So this is all we're going to do in different spots along the seam, coming out through the fabric, pulling it through that loop of thread, and then pull it tight. And we're almost done. We're just going to do a couple more knots on the other side of the shoulder seam. So make that loop of thread, pull your needle through it, and pull it tight. So now we're going to do our final knot, and then we can cut our thread off. Pull it tight, and you're ready to cut off your thread. So just take a pair of scissors, cut it like this, and you're good to go. Now when you flip this over, you see that it's sewn in place, you don't see any thread, and your shoulder looks like that. And this is what it looks like when you're done. Sweet! And if they're not as rolled in as you want them to be, you can just tuck them in further and sew them again in the exact same way. Thank you so much for watching Cinderella Sew, and I'll see you soon. Peace!